Okay, so we flatted with the eights. I'm just gonna peel off here. I don't see any reason why I should necessarily be behind at this stage. Okay, so at this point he's checking. I think it's virtually, it should be pretty safe to say that we're ahead, but I don't want to give him free cards. So the 40 bet here, I do realize we flatted behind, so it's somewhat unlikely that we're making him fold, but just in case, I want to be sure to get the bet in here, because he's looking so weak. And I'm going to check back on table 4, believing that I'm good a lot of the time. It turns out that our friend had, in fact, turned trips, but I still like the game plan. I think it's the right idea. Now on table 10, it's a pretty standard call for me. Sorry, check back. We have a lot of good cards that can hit us. The king is obviously the best, but ace is probably good. Jack's likely to be good because I think this guy most likely has like a low pocket pair. So I think it's somewhat plausible we can make him call super low bet, him having as weird stats as he has. But yeah, that's questionable. With the 9s in table 1, I know for a fact this guy's fishy, so I don't think he has the queen.
Okay, so I caught myself short. I didn't want to spoil the hand of the villain in this particular hand. So what goes? The guy limps, and I know he's limping very loose, and I know he's a fish, so he's also limp calling very loose. This is good news. We have 9s. We should dominate him. So the board comes out fairly innocent. The queen is well, there's 2 of them out there, so there's it's almost like there's a blocker in itself. And besides that, it does kind of hit his range in the sense that he will limp call with anything suited, anything like 9 jack, 10 jack, whatever. But we do rate to be ahead by quite a big margin here, so I decide to make a c-bet, very standard, get some value, and the turn changes nothing. So at this stage, with him having exactly a stack to pot ratio of 1, and this being a rebuy tournament, I don't think he can get away from any sort of draw, or anything like, you know, an 8x or something like that. So at this point I'm just concerned with getting the chips in and going for some value. So I make the pot bet, and he calls, and he turns out to actually do have the queen. But as I also go over later on, after I caught my own line of commentary in the game, if his limp calling range includes queen 6 suited, I also think it includes anything club suited. I also think it includes anything 8x, like 8-9, 8-10 suited, jack 8. Then we can always argue, is he playing those the same way? And I don't know if he is, but certainly there has to be some hands he plays in that huge range of hands he's limp calling with that 9s are going to be ahead of. I don't even think it's completely ridiculous to assume he has 7, 6s, 5s, 4s in his range here. Definitely not. So, yeah, that was all I just wanted to say about that hand, and we're gonna dive right back into it.